What is root? You all know it. You are learning this from your junior classes, since your junior classes. So root is the underground portion of the plant. They are usually whitish and they bear no leaves. The main root is called the primary root, and it bears side root. Now these side roots are called the secondary root. What is the function of root? Root fixes the plant in the soil and it absorbs nourishment from the soil as well, which leads to the growth of the tree. So we'll have to remember that roots are usually white in color and they bear no leaves. There is a main root which is called the primary root. This main root bears some side roots. These side roots are called the secondary root. And what is the function? The root fixes the plant in the soil and it absorbs nourishment for the plant as well. Next, above the root, what comes? It is the stem. What is the stem? Stem is the main portion of the plant above the ground. See, it holds the plant upright. So, it is the main portion of the plant that is situated above the ground. Now, these stems bear axillary buds, and these axillary buds bear leaves. Okay. Now, buds are also present at the end of a branch or at the end of the main axis of the stem. Now, such buds are called the terminal bud, and the place on the stem where a leaf arises is called the node. Next comes the leaves. Leaves are borne on the nodes on the stem. You have all observed it. Leaf consists of a long or short leaf stack which is called the petiole, and they have an expanded leaf blade which is called the lamina. So what is petiole? Petiole is the short leaf stalk. It may be short or long. It is the short or long leaf stalk which is called petiole, and expanded leaf blade is called the lamina. Next comes the flowers. Flowers are what? Flowers are the reproductive part of the plant. It may have a stalk, that is the pedicel, with more or less flattened base. Now, what is this flattened base called in the language of science, in the language of biology? It is called thalamus. Now, this thalamus forms the base. The floral leaves are of 4 kinds. You have learnt about it since your junior classes. That is the 4 folds or the 4 whorls that we say, WHORLS. What are the 4 kinds? The sepals, petals, stamens and carpel. Sepals are collectively called calyx. Petals are collectively called the corolla. So this is the second fold. The first fold is the calyx. Okay, so collectively, like a lot of sepals together form the calyx. That is the first whole. Second whole is a lot of petals form the corolla. That is the second whole or the second fold. Third are the stamens. That is the androecium. That is the male part. Remember the anther pollen? Yes. Next, the fourth whole is the carpel. Carpel makes the innermost hole. Okay, so it is the fourth hole, and it is called what? It is the gynoecium. That is the female part, the style, stigma and the ovary. That we know the general description of a plant, we will start learning about an annual herb. Okay, we'll take the example of petunia plant. Now, petunia plant, like how we have learnt about the general description, it is having a distinct main root which is called the primary root. Also, it has side rootlets, that is called the secondary root. The leaves of the petunia plant are small, and they have a small petiole. They have fine hair on the lamina with a distinct midrib and upper and lower surface. Each flower has 5 green sepals. So sepals collectively forms the calyx, and 5 whitish or colored petals. Now petals collectively forms the corolla, that is the second whole. So see, it is matching the general description that you have learned. Then the petals are united. Now when petals are united, what term do we use? We say it is gamopetalous. Okay, now we will break the word and understand its meaning. Gamopetalous. you break the word. First word is the gem. Gem means united to form a bell-shaped structure. So when the petals are united, they are basically forming a bell-shaped structure. That is why we refer it to as gamopetalous. Okay, then there are 5 free stamens united to the petals at the base. Now there is a term assigned to this as well. It is called epipetalous. Next, the filaments are long. They have green colored anthers. There are 2 united carpels with a single long style and a stigma. Now, the single ovary has 2 compartments which are full of ovules. So in this part, you may get direct questions that describe an annual herbaceous plant. So you can take the example of this petunia plant, and the way I told